Hi, everyone. All right, you guys have made it this far. You have worked on your project, you've worked on your design, you've come to the point where you've added all the different furniture, added the materials, and now you want to create a 3D rendering of the image that you have. Now, something I needed to kind of point out is the design that you have in your 3D steps. So, furnishing, materials, HD visual steps. That is essentially what you're going to create in your rendering. But the rendering is like a step up. The rendering is a better version, a more realistic version of your design with different shadows, lighting, and then you'll have background depending on the environment that you choose. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. Okay, so this is the project we've been working on. I want you to kind of look here. On our sub menu, you have your rendering options, and then you have the gallery where all the HD visuals that you've already captured are going to be stored in the gallery. And then for you, for all of our users, you're going to have two options. So I want to show you have the HD visual, and then you have the full HD. You'll also see at the bottom of their full HD and the HD option how many more renderings you have left. For our personal and professional users, you have the option to purchase rendering packages in your project information page. Once you have your camera set, then the ask for a rendering is where you want to click and ask for a rendering, but we're going to get to that. The next thing you want to do is kind of look down here. You still have the same options. You have where you're on the first floor, your ground floor, your terrain level. The repeat action is not very necessary in the HD visual, but it's also here. And you have this icon, which is the activate the sun setting in 3D icon. With that is when you have chosen an environment where you can kind of manipulate and change the sun to your liking. The sun, let me zoom out. The sun is going to be present here, and it's going to be shown as a dashed line. These two dashed lines around your image. And now I'm able to, now you see where every time I put my mouse on this dashed line, I'm able to now manipulate the longitude and the latitude of the sun. So you see that I can change it here. Those options are also available here in the right panel where it says sun, under where longitude and latitude are. So you can, it's the same thing where you can change the longitude and you can change the latitude of the sun. So that's what this is. You also have another icon towards the bottom. It's kind of newer on your HD visual, and it's called the activate advanced movement. Once you activate the advanced movement, as you can see, it highlights the right click on your mouse. So this click right here, it highlights that on your mouse. When you click on that, now as you hold down your right click, you move your image on the horizon. Now you also have the camera in the right panel. Now with this camera, you have the latitude and the longitude and then the distance, right? So right now I'm on the ground floor, so it looks, and I've already extended my horizon, my house a little bit further out. So it looks like it's a lot further than I need it to be, right? So now I'm like, all right, on my camera, I can adjust my distance. So I can pull it back or front. I can switch the longitude and latitude of the camera, right? And then I can adjust the latitude as well here. You also have the focal point in the camera option, the camera choices. You have the focal point where now do you want your house to be further up or you want the focal point to be further back? So you have those options right here. Now, we're going to actually go over Cedreo backgrounds for right now. So for Cedreo backgrounds, these are your different options that you have. So you click on Cedreo backgrounds. You have your countryside, meadow sun. We have a big city. We have the wheat field. We have this sunset environment. We have your white environment and a couple more over here. And if you keep going, I think the last one we have is the mountain village. For the best lighting, I always suggest your meadow sun or where is it? The mountain village. And this is my opinion. Okay, another thing though is I'm going to switch to my eye level view. So as you're creating your design or your rendering, you can down here where the camera is, you can switch to your eye level view. And now you're right directly in front of the house. So it's as if you are a person is standing in front of the house capturing the picture. You can set the height of the camera of this eye level view in the right panel. Right now I'm 5'7", so I have it set at 5'7". If I was shorter, I can make it shorter. If I want the person taking the picture to be taller, I can make it taller. So and then I can tilt it as well. I'm gonna go back because I don't want to. Okay, and then I can change the orientation of where my camera is. Same thing goes for the focal point. On your mouse, you can do the same thing as well. So with the focal point, you can roll the rolling pin. If you hold down the left click, you will be able to rotate. If you hold down the right click, and you can move, a little bit further out. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then once you have it set, so now let's say I have it set here, and I like these settings. I like where my camera is, but you want to try another one, and you're like, how do I come back to the same setting? Where it says viewpoint on this right tab, so it's right next to parameters. Click on that, and now you can save your current viewpoint. So I'm gonna click and I'm gonna save it. So now even if I were to, let's say I was to change my camera and I'm here, but I want to go back to my previous viewpoint of where I have the camera, I'm gonna click here, and then my camera's gonna go back to where I had it before. So that's something to keep in mind. If you have lights in your design, and this is for if you're taking an evening, let's say I'm taking a sunset rendering, and I have lights in your design, you actually need to turn the lights on in the furnishing step prior to asking for a rendering. So you'll want to go to your furnishing step, and any lights that are in your design, you're going to click on one of them. And then in the right panel, the colors icon, select that. On the top row, you'll see where it allows you to click on the light. You're going to have two options on some of the lights, and then others, you're only going to have one option. So I only have the lights on option, which is more of a warm light. I'm going to click on that, and then it's going to ask me if I want all my lights in my design to be on. I always say yes, so I don't have to go on every single light in the design and turn it on. So I'll say yes and all. But when you go back to your HD visual and see how my camera now goes back to where I had it, when you ask for a rendering, the lights are going to be on in the rendering. So then you select which rendering type you want. So I'm going to do HD, and I'm going to, let's make sure it's where I want to be. Now I'm going to ask for a rendering. So the renderings usually take less than 5 minutes. On average, it should be 3 minutes. And now my rendering has come. Let's go to, once you're rendering, once you see it here, you can't click on it here. You can either click display it in gallery or save render viewpoint, or you can all of your renderings are going to be in the gallery over here. And now you see I have this evening rendering with my lights on in my gallery. In the right panel, you can download this rendering, or you can open it in a new tab. So just keep that in mind. And everything that's in your gallery will also come in handy when you're creating documents in your folder step. And I think that's it. I hope you guys learned a lot, and creating a rendering is one of the most exciting parts of the software because it allows you to kind of see your vision come to life. And it's also what people are able to share with their clients and everything. So keep working on it. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video.